Okay, so another tip I wanted to give is whatever you do, never give it up. Never have sex with the guy unless he marries you. And I don't know how many times I can stress this to women that I know they say, oh, he's going to leave, but if he leaves, he wasn't going to stay anyway, because most men, they know who they want to marry and who they don't. And it doesn't take 5 to 10 to 20 years to figure it out. He's just using you. He just wants free sex. And if you give them free sex, that's just what they'll want and take. I mean, men are pretty simple. If you allow them to do things, they do it. So if you first meet him and then you start this relationship with the sex, he gets free sex, then he's just going to expect it. And then he doesn't want to get married, because why would he marry you when he already gets free sex? I mean, that doesn't even make any sense. And you make it harder for all the rest of the women, because even though he's not going to marry you and he's just getting free sex from you, then that means he's not going to want to marry someone else, because he can just go to you and get free sex. So he doesn't really care about marriage, because there's too many women like you that give it up for free. And then that makes it, it depreciates the value of society, because the men won't marry anymore because they get too free access to anything they want. And then before you know it, it just messes it up. And you have to realize that you have to play your part in keeping things together, keeping families together, and that means including your legs. So you can save yourself a lot of heartache, a lot of sin. You can go shift through guys really easily by not having sex with them, because if they leave and they don't want nothing to do with you, then they pretty much weren't going to be there to begin with. So if you tell them, I'm not, I'm abstinent, I don't believe in premarital sex, and he leaves and doesn't want to date you, then you're basically doing yourself a favor, because you're saving yourself all the time and heartache that you would have been giving him sex and he wouldn't have married you. You could have possibly gotten pregnant, and then you get stuck with the kid, because the man don't care if you get pregnant. The worst thing that happens for him is that he just gets a kid out of wedlock, okay? And no one sees the kid, because the kid isn't going to be living with him, isn't attached to him, so he goes about his life as a bachelor. He never changes his whole style, anything, and so it doesn't really bother him too much. And if he has to pay a little child support, it's no big deal, because there's no penalty for men who go around and have a bunch of kids. They just get penalized with child support. There's not no hefty fee that they have to pay for not being good fathers, okay? So it's no big deal to them. They know we're going to pick up the bill, we're going to foot the rest of the bargain, we're going to be the mom, the dad, and then they just go out and try to make new families and start all over. They think of a woman as a job. I mean, you could just quit and move on and get another job, or a car, they just, if a car, they don't want it, they trade it in. It's nothing, okay? It's no big deal. So you gotta understand. Oh, horses! Oh, look at him. Oh, you can see them, they're so pretty. Oh my God. Oh. Anyways, I just saw horses and it just made me cry almost. because I picked the wrong person to love, and now I can't have a horse. So don't end up like me. Giving up sex, so a man will never love you. Never. And then, you know, if you really want to know what love is, you just have to look it up. I mean, in the Bible it says that love is patient and kind, and it doesn't keep records of wrong. It's not rude. It's not easily angered, and so when you meet a guy and he acts like that, I mean, you gotta know he doesn't love you. I mean, it took me forever to figure that out. I mean, I thought if I tried and I kept forgiving him, he would eventually. But he just wasn't capable of love. And a man who loves you, he wants you to have a good home. He wants you to feel safe. He wants you to have good transportation. See, like my ex, he never wanted me to have a car. He even said I didn't deserve a car, and especially a nice car. And he told me that I should catch the bus and stuff. So I knew he didn't love me then, and I was like, wow, you know that I have a hard time walking, getting around, but you think I should ride the bus. And he said I was too poor and I shouldn't have a car. And he has 3 cars, so I mean, that tells you a lot. If a guy has a lot of, you know, assets and he doesn't want to share any with you, he doesn't want to help you have an asset, then that's a real big clue that he doesn't love you. And, you know, some women will try to buy men things to get them to love them, and I did that route. I bought him a ring, you know. And I looked and tried to notice what he didn't have, and I wanted to give him what he didn't have. And I thought, oh, I bought him a watch, you know. He doesn't wear jewelry, maybe I'll get him a ring, and then we could work our way up to like a real ring, you know. Kind of let him get used to wearing a ring or something, you know. And it didn't work. It didn't work at all. Anyways, I wonder if you could see this plane in the sky. I'm trying to get it focused on it. I can't see it, but it's just dropping chemtrails. But anyways, see if I can lift it up. See, it's just probably all right by the cloud there, but you just have to just know. Oh, there he is. I'm gonna have to go over and see if I can film it. Because you can really catch it here. Let's see if I can catch him on film here. Let's see where he is. There he is, there he is, there he is. See him? Now, they say these are contrails, chemtrails, we're not sure. And it's, sometimes the ones that are the contrails, they'll just disappear. And the chemtrails will, kind of stay around. So, these look like they're disappearing. I can't really tell. I don't know if you can see it. See? I'm surprised I even caught this. It's so rare. Anyways, I like this little faith dairy place. I would love to have bought it and have my own little farm and, you know, have this. They used to have really good milk here because they used to feed their cows, and I guess they got bought out. And I'm sure the next person to move in here will be, you know, white. I mean, we can't really own farms too much in America. We've been, you know, cast down, and we're still kind of like slavery. Oh, God, look at these walls over here. So beautiful. Oh, I love it. could just sit there and look at those clouds. And that farm is so pretty too. I wonder if I can get a good shot of if I just pull over here. Let me see if I got a little bit of time. I do. I think I just want to do some cloud watching right now. And I'm just kind of thinking about this guy that I used to love, and I was talking to my niece today, and I was telling her about love, and you know, sometimes people think, well, they're too afraid to love because they think something might happen or whatever, you know, and they guard themselves all their lives, you know. And I was telling her I was glad at least I loved, you know, and even though it didn't work out, you know, it still was better than not having nothing ever. Okay, so looking over here, this cloud's kind of dark. It almost looks almost like a little chicken head over there. Okay, I'll look at over here, and we got, I wonder if I could, oh yeah, I can look right at the sun if I get a good shot. Pretty. Beautiful. Anyway, so let me tell you about him. So there was this guy, I'm not going to say his name because he's married now. And I don't want to be like lusting after no married man. But, I'd have to say he was probably the best guy out of them all that I really wanted to be with the most. And I'll just tell you about it. So we met, and I got introduced on a blind date, and it was one of my girlfriends, and he was, I guess, a relative of her boyfriend, and she told me, yeah, you want to meet this guy, and he's stationed here, and I was like, oh, okay, sure. But I never really went on a blind date before, so I was kind of skeptical, but I said, oh, I'll go, you know, you never know. So I went, and I just remember when I first went up the stairs. Oh, wow, you know, like love at first sight, you know. He was just so handsome, and he was tall, and just everything a woman would want, you know. And he had on these glasses. I love men who wear glasses. They're so sexy. And he looked so intelligent. And I remember when I saw him, I thought, oh God, he's so handsome. And, oh, I'm so glad I came to meet him. And I was just so shy, and I didn't know what to say. I just remember just like being kind of quiet, and then we just talking and sitting on the couch, and then I remember my friend was there with her boyfriend, and I just couldn't wait for them to leave, you know, so we could be alone and just talk. And so they went in the bedroom, I guess, and then it was just him and I, and we talked for a few hours, and I remember he got up and he danced for me. He did like the step dance, because I guess he was in college before. And I'm not sure what fraternity, because, you know, I'm not really into that fraternity stuff. And I dated a few fraternity people, you know, I know that don't really impress me, but for some reason, you know, his dance was real special. Because I had seen a lot of stop shows, and I went to Seattle, you know, CUW stop shows. His was just doing it like, you know, in front of me, and he just did this performance. And yeah, it was the best date of my life. And then we talked, and then he wanted to ask me if I wanted to slow dance with him, and we slow danced, and he sang in my ear, and he had the most beautiful voice. I just thought, oh my gosh, this just feels so good, you know. And I just never wanted it to end, you know. I just was like, wow, I love that moment. It was just made me feel so special. And just having a man like holding me. And I felt protected, loved, and I felt like I was just appreciated. I was really loved. And then we talked all night. We didn't have sex. And I think I went home like 5 in the morning or something. And I just remember just smiling, this smile on my face. It just wouldn't come off. And I was like, wow, I met the man of my dreams. And I just wanted to spend so much time with him and get to know him. And, you know, we got to know each other. And, you know, of course we had sex and everything. And then of course, he started to, like, I wasn't, I guess, his top priority or whatever. I remember him not calling me. I felt kind of insecure, so I went back to my ex. And I think my girlfriend might have told him that I was there. Somehow they found out and drove by and saw my car. And I think he was mad about that. So he thought I was cheating or whatever. But really, he just wasn't in contact with me. And I knew he was cheating. So I just cheated back. And then I think he never really mentioned it or anything. But I knew that he knew about it. And then one day he picked me up or whatever and went to his hotel. I remember he was going inside to pay for it, and then I looked at his glove compartment, and I don't know why I was just being nosy, jealous, and I found a letter from another woman, and I read some of it, and I remember I said, oh yeah, he's got another woman somewhere. And I was real hurt, and I wanted to cry. And then I said, am I going to tell him? And then I couldn't tell him. I just couldn't say nothing because I didn't want to ruin everything. And I just loved him so much. And I kind of just was in shock. And then after that, I remember they sent him like to Panama. And he like called me once or something. And I don't remember, but I wasn't there. And I missed his call. And then I never heard from him again. I never saw him again. And I thought, well, he just didn't love me. Or he just didn't forgive me. I don't think he really forgave me. And the reason why I got back with my ex is because he financially helped me. And I guess I remember that this guy, he never did really nothing for me. He might take me to Pizza Hut or something, but he never tried to help me, like, you know, make it, or like pay a car payment or a bill, or like, you know, get on my feet. So it was like if we were gonna be together, I guess we'd have to be poor. And the military didn't pay much. I don't think he was very high rank, and he also had a jewelry business on the side. And I remember he used to have a lot of jewelry. He sold it. And I remember thinking to myself, oh, he could at least give me a piece of jewelry. And he wouldn't even give me a piece of jewelry. So I knew he probably really didn't love me. Because I didn't even have one thing to remember him by. Not a watch, not a ring, not a necklace. And then later I guess I heard that he went to a family reunion or something and asked about me to his cousin, and then she told me, my friend, and he said he was coming up here, but he never did, or I don't know if he did, because I kind of lost contact with her. And I remember one night she came over to my house with his cousin, and I had ran into him once at 7-Eleven, and I remember I just didn't want him to see me because I thought, oh, he might tell him, you know, oh, look at, she got fat or something. And I was trying to hide, but he saw me. And then the second time he was coming to my house with my friend, and she had came and called or something, and I was real sick. And I remember I think I took a sleeping pill or something, and I was tired and I couldn't get up, and then I was like, I couldn't really make it outside, and then I didn't want him to see me because I knew if I looked bad, because I just woke up, and that he would say, oh, I saw her and she looked like crap. And so I didn't go out there, and then I guess I never heard from him again, or if he ever came. But that's my little story of the guy, I guess, that, I really wanted to be with, and then it never worked out. So, but at least I have a story to tell him, some memories, and they say in the Bible it's better to, have loved than not to have loved. And so at least I learned what it felt like to love someone. I never really got love back, but I know what it feels like to love. So that's one of my little stories. I hope this will download. It's about 20 minutes. It kind of went a little too long, but when you talk about the man of your dreams, the love of your life, it can drag on a little bit, because you get this little smile on your face, and when you think about the happy times. And he and I, we never argued or fought or anything, and I don't remember anything. I think that's probably why we never confronted each other, is because we just didn't like fighting. And that's what I always remember, is that we always had good times.